just a maintenance day for Larkin?
Yep, maintenance day for Larks.
Yeah, to see Kopp get one last night, and he talked afterwards about just momentum and maybe feeling right, getting his legs under him. What does that do for him just to pop that one, considering how big it was in the game?
I'm sure there's a confidence. You can even see a little sigh. But for me, again, we don't judge him on goals. Obviously, that completes his game, and it was a big goal last night. But we just need minute after minute in every situation for him. So he evaluates himself. I mean, he's hard on himself, and that's why he's a special player. But we really liked what he's given us, and the offense was a bonus last night.
He did like last season, though, Derek. I mean, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but pretty big goals scoring.
Yep, great offensive season.
I mean, when you see that, it's like, all right, do you guys kind of expect that?
No, absolutely. Obviously, we like his entire body of work in his career. And he can play with elites, which he was doing with the Rangers. He was in a situation to succeed there with the type of talent he was playing with, the type of offense he was playing with, and he produced. So we like the player in every situation.
Derek,
You just completed your first 10-game segment, and I was looking at the stats this morning, and you guys are middle of the pack in high danger scoring chances. And considering last season, we were talking all season about the running for dead last. Is that an encouraging sign to you at this point?
Absolutely. And within that, there's a couple really tough games that probably drag that down a little bit. Obviously, the most recent one is the Buffalo game. Yeah, I mean, that's a point of emphasis for us. And to me, it's buy-in from the guys, too. Where we are as a team, and now with the type of injuries we've had to go through early on, our wins have to look like they did last night, have to look like they did against Minnesota. More about keeping it out of the net than putting it in. Would we like to create more offense? Would we like to put ourselves in position, be a little connected, more connected with the puck to create more offense? Absolutely. But these games which we're giving up 7, 8, 9 chances against the entire game, that's the only way we're going to be successful. And when we are playing like that, we give ourselves a chance. And fortunately, the last few games at home, we'll be able to get results.
You talked about being better at home. Andrew Kopp pointed out last night that he felt like it's been like an every other game thing where you're getting the type of game that you want. Can you pinpoint any reason for that, or do you think it's just the road home?
No, there's a little of that, but I think where we are, there's a little to the matchups, getting exposed a little bit. And again, their two bad losses on the road were arguably two of the deeper forward groups in the entire league when you look at Boston and Buffalo. And unfortunately, we got exposed in some of those games. So, yeah, I think we can probably manage our game a little bit better in those situations. But I think that's probably more to do it than anything.
Are you concerned at all about kind of the zone exits, the breakouts,
Yeah.
Or is that something you think that's just a process will come in time?
Yeah, it's a little bit of the process, but I mean, you saw practice today was our entire practice was dedicated to that. Yeah, I mean, that's even last night's perfect example. Analytically, our defensive numbers were through the roof. They're phenomenal. I mean, we gave a team like that under double-digit scoring chances. It gives you a really good chance to win. But our defensive zone turnovers well above league average, and I think that puts a little stress on our defense, but it also hurts our ability to create. So yeah, I think. But that's been a theme over 10 games, so certainly a point of emphasis. Concern, no. Obviously, any of those trends that are negative like that, you want to try to improve on, and that's one of them.
Derek, got a 10-game segment. How's Soderblom tracking right now? I mean, are you guys pretty happy with the amount of ice time?
Yeah, I think we've stayed true to our vision with him through 10 games that no matter what, we let him fight through some things, and he's done that. And and he's done pretty good for the most part. It's probably a big ask of him. We put him in their top 6 last night. So yeah, I think it's right on track. We knew there'd be some bumps. That's anybody the first time around the league. So yeah, I think we're happy where he's at.
With these Stanley Cup champs back in town, I'm curious. You've been in hockey a long time. What was the last autograph you asked for? Would it have been Gary Carter when you were a kid?
Maybe a few of my I did. That's funny. Actually, did go through the whole expo. I might still have some of those. Tim Raines, the Andre Dawsons of the world. Yeah, no, but Scotty's the cool one for me. You know, being a coach, he came by and saw the coaches this morning, which was really cool for the coaches. I'd actually asked him to come by last night, and he did. He showed up, and just him telling some of the stories and you know so many things he's been through. So what actually I do have his autograph. I mentioned this yesterday, and Scotty noticed it on my office. I have signed his book after our first Stanley Cup in Tampa. 3-4 days after the Cup, I go to my desk and there was his book on it, and he had signed it for me, which I thought was really cool because I knew him, just seen him around Tampa, but didn't have a huge relationship with him. And I thought that was pretty cool. And we come full circle. You know, he walks in my office today and he's looking at his book. I even showed him his to Derek, best wishes on the front, which was pretty neat. So it's just, that was a really cool ceremony last night. You know, we watched from inside. I can just imagine the emotions and how exciting that is. That 25 years is probably a sweet spot for something like that. It was really neat to see. And, you know, I feel extremely fortunate that I've experienced a back-to-back Stanley Cup championship. And it's amazing. There's really nothing like it. It's almost uncanny what we had to go through, the losses and what we had to overcome to get our back-to-back. It's just uncanny, you know, how this group did it. So there's some personal reflection there too, but just to see the guys and that's right in my right out of college days where, you know, I was a fan and loved and just watching that team. It was pretty neat to see.
You talked last night about Husso and the calming effect that he had. How do you know, is that when a goalie makes a big save look routine and isn't moving around as much?
Absolutely. Calm, you know, something that goes east-west. He gets there, he establishes his position, he's set, and he makes easy saves. Either eats a puck or he handles the rebounds. When he's on, and he's been on a lot lately, it brings some confidence within our group. And, you know, I think that calming play that you described puts confidence in our group.
Have you guys decided who's going to play when or this week?
No, it's something we'll talk. We've been in a habit on the night before, being consistent with it. So obviously back-to-back, we foresee both getting in the net. We just haven't decided who yet.
You coached against Dylan for 4 years in Tampa. Has he been different in any way? Seeing him, I'm sure there's little things, but anything that surprised you about seeing him out
Yeah,
there?
his commitment to still wanting to improve. And I think that's, you know, just the areas, like even a couple nights ago, that Minnesota game was excellent. I mean, and he had the Kirill matchup, and they did really well. But there were some plays he left out in the D zone, and that's what he wanted to see in the morning. So that's exciting for me. Those guys that are top players in this league, and they still want to get better, but they want to get better in the winning areas. I think he understands, and you know, he's going through a point in his career. Offense is great, being on the score sheet's great, but the little things it takes to win. And you saw last night he was out there for a penalty kill. Obviously, he was out there in the goalie pull late. Those are key moments that help you win, and I think he wants to be part of that.
He didn't kill penalties a ton last season. Like, what have you thought of him in that role so far, and how's he embraced it?
Excellent. Just our how aggressive our penalty kill is. He's fast twitch, so he just helps us be quick. Obviously, he's in the top pair. He's gone out first every time on the penalty kill, and the way we want to kill, how aggressive we want to be in the kill, it takes quickness and playing fast, and he has that. So I think that's why he's had some success in the penalty kill. Now, the risk in the game, like even, we talked about after that first period, like, if you have a 2-on-1 in the kill, and he's got a shorty this year, you take that 2-on-1, but we're not looking to create offense on a 2-on-2, and that almost end up in the back of our net. That's something we're not good enough, especially with the players out, or we're not deep enough right now to have that type of risk in our game. So we had a little talk about that after the period, and he was great with it. So, bottom line is his quickness is helping that penalty kill.
Any thoughts on the Islanders? I mean, they're coming in on a little bit of a roll.
Awesome. They're a really good team. Just looking at their lineup, the depth of their lineup, this looks like the team I faced as a group in back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals that, they literally, they win that Game 7 against us 2 years ago. They probably are Stanley Cup champions. That's how close they are, and this is basically the same group, maybe a little deeper. I don't know what happened last year. Seasons get away for different reasons, but this is a really good team.
Looking at the defensive play last night, specifically Gus Lindstrom going up against Alex Ovechkin, how electrifying is it to see a player like that make that kind of play?
Yeah, awesome. It lifted our bench. Obviously, a physical mismatch there, but him just to compete and will him way into that battle and winning the battle. Just those things add up. I go to the penalty kill. Them grinding out 20 seconds with just possessing a puck in the corner. Those are things you feed off and build momentum. So yeah, a good play for us.